Okay, let's dive into this. Imagine you're doing everything right. You're getting your 8 hours, you're going to bed on time, but every single night, while you're completely unconscious, there's a very good chance a silent saboteur is basically hijacking your rest, wrecking your teeth, and putting your overall health at serious risk. What if the reason you're waking up exhausted, anxious, or dealing with these weird, unexplained health issues actually has absolutely nothing to do with how many hours you sleep, but everything to do with exactly how you breathe? Welcome to The Explainer, everyone. I'm your host, Parker, and today we're uncovering what I think is a truly staggering biological mystery. Seriously, get a load of this number, 61%. Groundbreaking data shows that up to 61% of adults are unknowingly breathing through their mouths while they sleep. And honestly, here's the kicker. Most of us have absolutely no idea we're even doing it. This seemingly harmless little habit is actually one of the most underdiagnosed causes of chronic disease and daily fatigue out there. So here is our roadmap for figuring this out today. We're going to quickly cover the science of nose versus mouth breathing, then look at the hidden health dangers, go over the warning signs to look out for, and finally, we'll break down the evidence-based treatments. Let's jump straight into part one, the science of nose versus mouth breathing. Have you ever stopped to wonder why human physiology invested so heavily in the elaborate, incredibly intricate design of the nose? Well, under normal conditions, your body heavily favors nasal breathing, and honestly, it's practically a quiet little miracle. When you breathe through your nose, it produces nitric oxide. Now, that's a vasodilating molecule that actually improves oxygen delivery to your cells by a massive 18%. Plus, your nasal passages use these tiny hairs to filter and humidify the air. And breathing this way physically activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's crucial rest and digest mode. But then, contrast all of that with mouth breathing. When your jaw drops open at night, you bypass those sophisticated filters entirely. You totally lose that 18% oxygen boost. And worst of all, mouth breathing keeps your body in a mild state of sympathetic arousal. Basically, your body stays low-key stressed all night long, which makes truly restorative sleep physiologically impossible. I mean, listen to this insight from specialists after literally 15 years of clinical practice. They've found that patients who switch from mouth to nasal breathing often report dramatic improvements in sleep quality within just 2 to 3 weeks, without any other lifestyle changes. Think about that for a second. It tells us two huge things. First, this nightly habit is incredibly powerful, but more importantly, it is highly, highly fixable once we actually pinpoint it. Which brings us right into section 2, the hidden health dangers. So if you're thinking mouth breathing is just some minor, annoying quirk, the body-wide fallout tells a completely different story. The damage actually accumulates gradually across all these highly interconnected systems. Starting with the brain, mouth breathers spend significantly less time in that deep, restorative, slow-wave sleep. And in children, this sleep fragmentation can actually manifest as cognitive impairment that looks exactly like ADD. It's crazy. Then down in the oral cavity, mouth breathing severely dries out protective saliva during the night. And without that saliva, oral bacteria just explode, causing up to a 200% increase in the risk of cavities, literally doubling your risk. Not to mention chronic bad breath. We also see cardiovascular dangers, like blood pressure spikes and obstructive sleep apnea. There are immune vulnerabilities, with measurable spikes in inflammatory markers, like IL-6. And we even see mental health impacts, where that constant, lingering nighttime stress response feeds directly into daytime anxiety. It really is a full system disruption. All right, section 3, warning signs. Since we are, by definition, completely unconscious when this happens, how do we actually know if we're a victim of this silent saboteur? Well, you have to play detective and look for the indirect clues your body leaves behind the next morning. So, do you frequently wake up with a totally dry mouth, a sore throat, or cracked lips? Does your sleep partner constantly complain about loud snoring? Or maybe you struggle with chronic bad breath, even though you brush and floss religiously. Some other major red flags are waking up with headaches, especially right around your temples, feeling daytime fatigue, even after you just spent 8 hours in bed, or grinding your teeth at night, which is known as bruxism. If you're mentally checking off several of these boxes right now, your body is practically shouting at you that you're a mouth breather. But I want to pause here for a second and be very, very clear. There are absolutely times when a bad habit crosses the line into a medical emergency. If you or your partner witnessed apneas, which means you actually stop breathing during sleep, or if you wake up suddenly choking or gasping for air, or experience severe morning headaches combined with a sense of confusion, do not ignore it. Seriously,
These are hallmark symptoms of obstructive sleep apnea, and that requires urgent medical evaluation. If that sounds like you, please contact your physician or seek emergency care immediately.
Okay, moving to Section 4, Evidence-Based Treatments. Let's talk about how to fix this. I really want to bring the energy back up here because the news is actually incredibly good. If you are struggling with this, we have highly effective, evidence-based solutions to help you reclaim your sleep. But the absolutely crucial point to remember is that treatment is not one size fits all. The right cure depends entirely on identifying the root cause. For example, if your airway is blocked by allergic rhinitis, the first-line treatment is usually intranasal corticosteroids. If you've got an anatomical issue, like a deviated septum, surgical septoplasty is typically the answer. For kids with enlarged tonsils, surgery is often highly effective. And for obstructive sleep apnea, CPAP therapy remains the absolute gold standard. The takeaway here is that once a specific blockage is diagnosed, your medical path forward becomes extremely clear. Now, there is also this totally fascinating, non-invasive treatment out there called orofacial myofunctional therapy, or OMT. Basically, think of it as physical therapy, but for your mouth and face. It's a structured exercise program that's designed to literally retrain your tongue, your lips, and your facial muscles to naturally maintain nasal breathing. A 2015 systematic review published in the journal Chest showed that OMT reduced the apnea-hypopnea index, which is the metric used to measure the severity of sleep apnea, by an incredible 50% in adults. And in children, 62%. It is just phenomenal what retraining our muscles can actually achieve. So what about for those who have purely habitual mouth breathing, like zero anatomical blockages at all? Well, there are physical interventions for that too. Mild cases might benefit from gentle lip tape applied during sleep over, say, 4 to 8 weeks to help retrain the brain. But please, please hear this warning. Taping requires a completely clear airway and should only ever be done under medical supervision. Never, ever try it if you have severe congestion or untreated sleep apnea. For confirmed sleep apnea cases, CPAP machines or mandibular advancement devices, which are these things that comfortably shift your jaw forward, are incredibly effective tools that your doctor can prescribe for you. And the best part is, we can build this into our everyday lives starting right now. Here are 4 simple, super actionable maintenance steps you can start using tonight. Step 1, manage your allergies proactively with your doctor to keep any airway inflammation down. Step 2, use a daily nasal saline irrigation to clear out congestion. The research absolutely 100% supports doing this. Step 3, optimize side sleeping. You can try elevating your head 15 to 30 degrees to keep gravity from collapsing your airway. And step 4, run a bedroom humidifier targeted at about 40 to 50% relative humidity. That keeps those nasal passages perfectly conditioned all night long. Which really leaves us with this final, kind of wild thought to ponder. What if the key to your cognitive focus, your dental health, your heart health, and your everyday energy levels is literally right under your nose? Regaining control of your breathing at night is honestly one of the most empowering things you can possibly do to protect your overall wellness. It is completely life-changing. If you loved uncovering the science behind this with me today, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to the channel right now so we can keep exploring this stuff together. Again, I'm Parker. Thank you so much for learning with me, and I will see you in the next explainer.